बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स, मैं हूं आप लोगों का टीचर गौहर अयूब। उम्मीद है आप लोग सब खैरियत से होंगे और आज हम चैप्टर नंबर 1 फॉर क्लास 9th हम पढ़ेंगे मुस्लिम साइंटिस्ट एंड देयर कंट्रीब्यूशंस। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। द मुस्लिम साइंटिस्ट, कौन कौन से ऐसे मुस्लिम साइंटिस्ट जिसने अपनी कंट्रीब्यूशन इन द फील्ड ऑफ बायोलॉजी में खिदमात अंजाम दिए हैं। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग। नंबर 1 पहले इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं, इंट्रोडक्शन करते हैं अबाउट द मुस्लिम साइंटिस्ट। Muslim scientists were very famous from the 8th century to 15th century. There are a number of notable scientists, Muslim scientists who did a brilliant experiment in their era, जिसमें in the field of astronomy, any study of stars, in the field of medicine, any health related, disease related, काफ़ी in the field of chemistry. There were well-known scientists of the Muslim world. So let's start from the introduction. From the 8th century to 15th century, Muslim scientists contributed a tremendous knowledge to the science of biology. यानी मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि 8वीं सेंचुरी से 15 सेंचुरी तक जो मुसलमान साइंसदान जो थे, इन्होंने काफ़ी नॉलेज उन्होंने रिकॉर्ड किया, काफ़ी एक्सपेरिमेंट किए हैं, काफ़ी तजुर्बे किए हैं, और especially in the field of biology में. So there were notable Muslim scientists who made a remarkable history in the field of medicine. So they did a lot of experiments, a lot of study, and then they recorded different kind of experiment, different kind of they studied the life, they studied different organism, and then they wrote number of books. So first हम start करते हैं. The scientist name is Jabir bin Hayyan. In 1721 to 1815 AD, Jabir bin Hayyan, one of the famous and notable scientists of the Muslim world. He did what? He was born in Iraq and practiced his medicine. He was very well scientist, and he did a lot of contribution in the field of medicine. And then he introduced experimental chemistry, also wrote number of books on plant and animals. And then the books, like, you should be remembered the name of the books for the MCQs: Al-Nabatat and Al-Hayawan. These are the two important books. One about Nabatat on the plants, Al-Hayawan was written on the animals. So these two books were the most remarkable books were written at that time, from in the 8th century. So he was also astronomer, pharmacist, philosopher, and engineer. Astronomer, the one who studied stars. Pharmacist, the study of drugs. Medicine, philosopher, a thinker, deep thinker. Engineer, is a good engineer. So he contributed this kind of this is a small and short brief history about the Jabir bin Hayyan. And then the next scientist was Abdul Malik Aasmai in 740 to 828 AD. This is the picture of Abdul Malik. He was born in Basra, Iraq. He was specialist in animal sciences. He did a lot of experiment on animal. He recorded different behaviors of animals, and then he wrote many books on animals and plants. So he wrote a number of books. So books are: Al-Khayl is about horses. Al-Abil book is about the camel, and then Al-Asha book is about the sheep. Al-Wahush is about wild animals. Khalaq al-Insan, he described in Khalaq al-Insan book the different parts and function of human body. So these were the few books he wrote in that time. And then he recorded different behavior of animals like sheep, horses, camel, and different wild animal he described. And then he moved to the different part of the human body, and he wrote different function of the human organs. So he was the well-known scientist at that time. Again, was Abu Sina, 1980 and to 1037 AD. So this is the picture of Abu Sina. Sina was born near Bukhara, Baraka, Uzbekistan. Then now this place is in Uzbekistan. And then he is known as a father of modern medicine. Like he's known as a father of modern medicine. Like this Muslim scientist Abu Sina, he was not only famous in the Muslim world, but he was famous in the Europe at that time, in the Greek era, because he did a lot of research on different disease and medicine. So then he is also expert in the mathematics, astronomy, physics, paleontology. Paleontology I already discussed. The branches of uh, that is the branch of biology in which we study about the the remaining part of those organisms which are not present on the world. For example, dinosaur is, they are not present nowadays, but their remaining part is existed in different part of the world under the earth. So this study is we can call in paleontology. He worked on structure and function of and, and disease of eyes. He was expert in the eyes. He worked on the structure, function, and disease of eyes. About 130 disease of eyes he wrote and he described in his book. 130 disease, that was the one of the brilliant contribution of his at that time. Al-Qanun fil Tib. This is this book was translated in many European languages, and this book is still very much famous. And this book is the fundamental, like you can say, it is the fundamental book of the modern medicine, the Qanun of medicine. So Abu Sina, he contributed a lot of a lot of effort in the field of medicine, and he is still very well known, not only in the Muslim world but also in the Europe. His another book is Al Shifa, the book of healing. So these are a few books you should be remember for MCQs. Maybe MCQs come from this topic about the books, name of the books, contribution of such scientists. So then we can move to Abu-Usman Aljahiz, 776 to 869 AD. He also was a good scientist, and he studied a lot of he studied those animals which have some kind of social behavior like ant. चुनटियों के बारे में इन्होंने काफ़ी स्टडी की थी कि चुनटियाँ किस तरह अपना सोशल बिहेवियर रखते हैं, how they will manage their food, how they will like live in the colony. So he was born in Basra in Iraq. His contribution is describing animal sciences, animal life. He did describe different life of animal, like ant life, like other animals. He described how they live, how they survive, how what is the habitat of those animals, and his observation on seasonal migration of fish in river Tigris. So also he wrote on the seasonal migration of different kind of fishes. So he also describes social life of an ant. यानी चुंटियों के social life जो है उनके बारे में उन्होंने काफी लिखा हुआ है अपने बुकों में. His famous book is Al-Hayawan. So Al-Hayawan में उन्होंने काफी स्टडी की थी about the काफी उसने describe किए हैं different जानवरों के behavior के बारे में. Another scientist Al-Farabi 870 to 950 AD. This is the picture of Farabi. His contribution was in the study of plants and animals. He was considered a best Hakim of his time. He was best Hakim, and he studied plant and animals. his book like Kitab al-Nabatat about the plant. His book, another book is Kitab al-Hayawanat about the animals. Another scientist that is, and another scientist Abdul Qasim al-Zahrawi, Zahrawi, 1936 to 1004 AD. He was great Muslim surgeon of his time. So now, with the passage of time, the Muslim, like the look at the development of the Muslim world, they reach to the point where they can cut off the organs, cut off the human body, and treated them. So now the first surgeon of the Muslim world was Al Zahrawi, was the first Muslim surgeon, and at his time. He was famous for removing stones for urinary bladder. जो हमारे urinary bladder हैं, that is made for the storage of urine. जो यूरिन, जो छोटा पेशाब है, वहां पर जो जिस जगह पर ये स्टोर होते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड यूरिनरी ब्लैडर. सो वहां पर अक्सर स्टोन पाए जाते हैं, अक्सर नहीं, इन द सम पेशेंट, सम केसेस में कुछ लोगों में जब स्टोन होते हैं या तो यूरिनरी ब्लैडर में होते हैं या तो किडनीज में होते हैं. सो ही वाज द फर्स्ट साइंटिस्ट जो यूरिनरी ब्लैडर को कट ऑफ कर लेता था, एंड देन ही was able to remove the stone from the bladder. So he was the first surgeon. Another scientist, Ibn-ul-Haitham, Ibn-ul-Hashim हम कह सकते हैं उसको, 1965 to 1039. This is the picture. This man was one of the great scientists, not only in different field of studies like the physics, etc., but he was one of the best scientists by describing the vision of eyes and how we can see the things and how the thing we observe inside the eye. So he was the first scientist who wrote many books on eye. He was born in Basra in Iraq. He was one of the outstanding biologists of the Muslim world. He referred sometimes as father of modern optics. Yani optics means the study of glasses, the study of eyes. So he was basically ophthalmologist. So ophthalmologist is the study of eye and eye disease and eye related problems. Ophthalmologist के बारे में उन्होंने काफी लिखा था इसकी स्टडी में. He corrected the Greek concept of vision of retina location. देखिए पहले Greek concept जो था, the Greek concept was कि retina, first आप जरा retina के बारे में सोचें. What is the retina? It is the blackish part of the eye where the light come inside the eye and then we can see the things. लेकिन पहले कंसेप्ट ये था कि जो हमें बाहर दुनिया नजर आ रही है वो वैसे ही अंदर हमारे रेटिना के अंदर उसका अक्स बनता है या इमेज बनता है. लेकिन उसने ये चीज गलत की कि नहीं, जो चीज हमें बाहर की दुनिया है और हमारे रेटिना में जब आ जाती है उसका इमेज उसका उल्टा होता है. लेकिन उसको बाद दिमाग उसको ठीक करके उसका इमेज सही कर लेता है, उसके बाद हमें पूरी दुनिया सही नजर आती है. इसने इसके काफी एक्सपेरिमेंट किए. अब इस एक्सपेरिमेंट को मैं जरा दिखा रहा हूँ. यहाँ पर आप एक सुराख किया है, यहाँ पर एक तस्वीर रखी गई है, ये देखें जमात की एक तस्वीर है मस्जिद की. अब यहाँ पर जो आंख है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज द होल. अब वहां से लाइट पड़ रही है, लेकिन ये जो अक्स है, इमेज है, ये उल्टा नजर आ रहा है. तो उन्होंने ये कहा था कि जो रेटिना है, रेटिना पे सारा इमेज जो हमें जो भी कुछ नजर आता है वो पहले उल्टा बनते हैं, उसके बाद दिमाग उससे जाके सीधा कर लेते हैं. सो उसने ये कॉन्सेप्ट ग्रीक कॉन्सेप्ट था अबाउट द विजन ऑफ रेटिना लोकेशन, उसने करेक्ट किया था. किताब अल-मनाज़िर, किताब अल-मनाल हिकमा, मीज़ानुल हिकमा, and the kitab, like the two books, Kitab al-Manazir and Kitab al-Mizan al-Hikmah, were translated in Latin, Hebrew, Greek and other Western languages. So इसके ये दो किताब जो हैं बहुत फेमस थे, इससे काफ़ी ट्रांसलेट किया गया in different languages. So you students, you should be remember the MCQs of this portion, like where he was born, why he was famous for the optics, and how he corrected the Greek concept about the vision of retina, and what were the important books he wrote at that time. So this kind of MCQs you should remember for examination point of view. Another scientist, Abul Nafis, 1213 to 1288 AD. This is the picture of Abul Nafis. So Nafis was at that time he contributed Damascus in Syria. He was born. He described blood circulation system on human body. He challenged many Greek scientists' theories and successfully he successfully described the blood circulatory system of human body. And then he was known as a father of circulatory physiology. So पहले आप जरा देखें इसके बारे में, ये सीरिया में पैदा हुए थे, इसने ब्लड सर्कुलेशन के बारे में काफ़ी डिस्क्राइब किए थे, and he wrote books on the blood circulatory system of human body, how the blood is circulating from heart to different arteries and veins, पूरे बॉडी में किस तरह फैलती है ब्लड. He challenged many Greek scientists' theories. पहले Greek scientists' theories जो थी कुछ that were opposite about the blood circulatory system. लेकिन उन्होंने सक्सेसफुली ब्लड सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम को डिस्क्राइब किया, एंड देन ही रिप्रेजेंटेड his challenge was he won in his challenge. उसके बाद उसको ये टाइटल दिया गया द फादर ऑफ सर्कुलेटरी फिजियोलॉजी. सो Al-Nafis जो था, this is the hospital. You see the picture of the hospital. This hospital was built in was built by the Salahuddin Ayyubi. At that time, he was a sultan, in the memory of Nafis, and this hospital is still present in Damascus, and the name of this hospital is Nafis Hospital. So these were the contribution of the Muslim world. Different notable and remarkable scientists I described, and this is the end of the this topic with the Muslim scientists and their contribution. उम्मीद है आप लोगों को ये साइंटिस्ट के बारे में पता चल गया होगा कि कौन कौन से साइंटिस्ट ने कौन कौन सी कंट्रीब्यूशन की है मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड में, और कौन से टाइम से कौन से ईयर तक, कौन से सेंचुरी तक मुस्लिम साइंसदानों का दौर था. So this was all about this topic, and inshallah I hope we will meet in the another topic, and thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.